I got a new co-host this morning. This afternoon. Introduce yourself.
What?
You're the new co-host. Introduce yourself. Oh, she's gone. What's your name?
Lainey.
Lainey. Are you here to tell everybody how to grow their business? Nope. All right. Guess I'll have to do it. All right, guys. Happy Monday. Welcome to the 20 to 40K meeting. If you are new here, which there's a couple new people on here, a couple new faces, welcome. Congratulations for showing up to a free live Zoom with a 5-year-old co-host, and Katie Manzanares and I will be the other co-hosts of this meeting. We'll be sharing with you guys our journey to grow a business from $20,000 a month to $40,000 a month. And if you have been here every single time, which a lot of you guys have been here, like Tyler, Lucas, and Renee, Jose, appreciate you guys for always showing up. The intelligence is in finer distinctions. And so when you're able to see something over and over again, you start to see nuances, start to see little things. And this is actually something I shared with Jessica and Lucas earlier today, but those details is how you create something that's magical. I should say what appears to the outside world to be magical, but it's really just minor distinctions. It's just like having context and doing things enough times to be like, oh, this thing actually works, right? And so actually doing a lot of things wrong, and then be like, oh, this is actually why this works, because I did it wrong so many times over here, then I saw it work. And so the beauty that you guys have on here right now is that Katie and I, we have 10 years experience in running a business. Started my first business in 2013, and I made a lot of mistakes. In our first business, which was a gym business, and then in our first cleaning business, which we started in 2020, we made a lot of mistakes in that business as well. And so now this is our second cleaning business that we started. And because we made all those mistakes, we're able to grow this thing way faster than we would have without having that experience. So if you guys have not seen the 0 to 20K trainings, those are inside school. And we literally started doing these meetings when we had a business doing $0. And I just shared our data and our strategy every single week. And over 13 weeks, we grew the business to $20,000 a month. So if you guys are brand new here, that's where we've come from. And now where we're going to go is from 20,000 to 40,000. And so one of the biggest reasons that we're going to 40,000, that's why that's the next big milestone, is so this business has enough revenue that we can actually hire an assistant general manager. So currently, I myself am playing the general manager role. Katie, you can see on here, is playing the assistant general manager role. And until we get to $40,000 a month, there's really not enough revenue for us to pay a competent human a good enough salary, or excuse me, a good enough wage for it to make sense. So until that time, me and Katie we're in the saddle. We're doing the sales calls. We're doing the interviews. We're doing freaking everything. We're doing everything that is needed to do in order to keep this business afloat. And the only reason that we were able to have that attention do that is because in our first location, it's actually managed by a human and by multiple humans who do all those things. And so I think there's some good perspective that Katie and I both have of being the people who are the non-operators in a business that does $100,000 a month. So I would consider that a mildly successful cleaning business. There's definitely businesses that are way bigger than ours. There's obviously a lot of businesses that are much smaller than ours. That we are hands off in that business. It's in a different state, so we actually truly have to be really hands off. We can't go do a clean. We can't go to the office just on a whim. So it's forced. It's forced us to create better. It's forced us to create a system and process that doesn't rely on the owners, which makes an actual valuable business. So we had that perspective, and we also now have perspective of being the doers. Probably many of you guys were actually in the business. on sales calls. Katie was on sales calls today. I was on sales calls. We were actually on sales calls at the same freaking time today. Okay. Doing interviews. I had interviews today, right? We did a team meeting today. So we also have that, that context of actually doing as well. So as I get ready to share the numbers for this business, now we're in week 14, 15. This is week number 15. I just want everyone who's new to understand the perspective that we're coming from, and most importantly, for you guys to be able to see what we're doing and be able to try to imitate it as much as possible. So for the guys who are in here who are part of the community, part of the school community, like Jose and Kayla Irby and Lucas and Renee and Tyler, like the value that you guys have is that you guys can literally just copy what we're doing to it, like literally to a T. And in fact, the people who are the most successful are the ones who copy it as closely as possible. They're the biggest freaking cheaters, right? Like the biggest cheaters get the best results. The people who try to do things themselves, who try to change things, and tweak things, they're the ones who are always struggling with like, oh, I was doing it pretty close. You know, yeah, pretty much. I pretty much did it. And it's like, stop, just do it as prescribed. Like you think that you know more than the person who's been in business for 10 years longer than you have. I've literally lost more money than you've made. And I say that truly just for you to have some perspective. Just have perspective. I've lost more money than you've made. Promise you. Okay? Like, quit being smarter than you think you want to, just like let it go. Like, follow the freaking system. Until you have done the system better, you follow the freaking system. It's funny because everybody wants to be a leader. Everybody wants to be a leader. Except for leaders are first-rate followers. Most of you guys have too big of an ego to be a follower, which means you'll never be a good leader, ever. And for all you guys who are brand spanking new, you're like, I have no idea what this guy's yelling about. It's all right. I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at the people in the community because I actually care about them. Sometimes I just need to help them see that they're getting in their own way. And if you're interested in being part of the community, the school community, it's for free. By the way, they're like, what does it cost? What does it cost? How much money? I have no money. Of course you have no money. So I got this freaking call because it's free. Silly goose. If you had money, you wouldn't be here. Promise you. So, but to make more money, and you have a cleaning business, I highly recommend joining the school community. James will drop the link. It is for free. The reason why it's free is because the bigger the community gets, the more valuable it becomes. Because the only way to be part of the community is we're all using the same system. So the same system I'm sharing with you guys today, like the only way to get part of the community is by using it. So if you're interested in joining the school community, James will drop the link. For everybody else, you guys ready? You guys ready? All right. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's do this thing. All right. Katie, you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. So this is the week of 6/10 through 6/16. So this was last Monday through last Sunday, right? Okay. So this is the vision sheet. If you guys are first time seeing this is the vision sheet. I'll talk more about the vision sheet at the end of this, how you can get access to it for free as well. You don't even need to be part of the community to get access to the vision sheet. But last week, so we see here this week, our job ticket hours. So job ticket hours. Katie, how did you explain job ticket hours to our cleaners today? What did you actually call it? Which I really like.
Cleaning hours.
Say it one more time.
Cleaning hours.
Yeah. So the number of hours that we actually, so if we have a job that we're supposed to spend 3 hours at, we call them 3 cleaning hours. We spend 3 cleaning hours at this home. That would also be equal to a job ticket hour. Okay. So if we have 3 cleaning hours and there's 2 people there, does that equal 6?
No.
Oh. What does that equal?
They would be there for 1.5 hours together, equaling 3 cleaning hours.
All right, I like it. So that's what job ticket hours is. It's just cleaning hours. We billed 137 cleaning hours last week. That's really what it is. Billed cleaning hours. Our average cleaner hours was 23. Number of cleaners, we're at 6. So the goal that we have right now is our goal is to get to 8 cleaners. Our average cleaner hours goal is 28, and then job ticket hours is 213. So you can see we're a little bit off that. But with that being said, I think this was the second highest job ticket hours, so 137, which is great, right? So almost a PR. Cool to see. Projected monthly revenue. So for this month, we're projected at $23,000, which will be a PR. I think our last month we hit 22,000, so we've still got a week and almost 2 weeks left to add more cleans to the schedule. So hopefully that number continues to go up. Monthly revenue. Right now we're at 12,141. Weekly revenue. This is a PR. Okay, $6,145. So it's our first $6,000 week. Pretty good. Again, our goal, you guys can look over here, is 9,557. So let's just call it 9,500 for the simple brains like this. I'll do it because I'm a simple brain. $9,500. So we're about $3,000 away per week in order to get to 40,000 a month. Revenue per clean was at 186, and then total weekly cleans was 33. So I actually think this might have been a PR for total weekly cleans. Revenue per clean down 186. We had a couple small cleans, few small cleans in there, but ultimately we did. That's what we did. So we're about 15 cleans away, and we still need to get that revenue per clean up a little bit. All right, so we scroll down here to the revenue. Inside ZenMaid, which is the cleaning CRM that we use, we have billed 12,141 for the month, and inside QuickBooks we've collected 11,535. So we're doing a good job on some collections. This week's revenue, ZenMaid again was 6,145. Inside QuickBooks we collected a little bit more money, so $8,100. Initial clean revenue. So this is actually really cool. Look at this, Katie. This is like exciting. So initial clean revenue is $2,254, and then reoccurring client revenue was almost $4,000, $3,891. So
awesome.
The fact that that number is bigger, if we go back and look at this, like last week it was $1,800. Okay, week before that it was $1,600. So this is the value of data, guys. Is like going back and be like, is $3,900 good? I don't know, right? It's really good compared to where you've been before. So put in the chat, people. If you want to get value, pay attention, engage in the chat, turn your videos on, smile, wear some makeup, do your hair, take a shower, put some pit stick on, let's go, okay? Be presentable. Is $3,900 a week good? Based on what, right? Based on before. That's actually what we're measuring. We're measuring progress. Numbers by themselves are not valuable. You guys are like, oh my God, your business makes $100,000 a month. Is that good? What'd you make last month? What'd you make the year before? What if I would have told you that my business actually made $200,000 the year before? Would that still be good? Bro, what's wrong with your business? What's wrong with your business, brother? You losing $100,000 from last year. What's wrong with your business? Or if I told you my business the year before was doing $50,000 a month, you're like, dang, what'd you do to grow your business? Right? The $100,000 is not important. It's where you came from and the recency of where you came from is even more important. Okay. So is $3,900 a week in reoccurring revenue, is that good? Well, based on the last couple of weeks, $2,750, that was a good week. $2,100 was a good week. $1,600, yeah. $1,800, yeah. Last week, $3,900. That's a PR. That's good. It means that we're having clients who are rebooking and buying more cleans. That's how you stay in business, people. People like your service and they buy it again. So, good job, Katie. Outstanding invoices. So less than 7 days, we have 1,530. And then greater than 7 days is 375. So the reason I differentiate these is because, like, for example, we had like 8 cleans literally on Friday. And so I don't know the invoices. Did the invoices go out on Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah. But most people don't pay their invoices on Saturday because they're doing other things. And so again, that's why we have less than 7 days, but greater than 7 days, 375. I know 175 of this is we're never going to see it because the lady just ghosting us, but it is what it is. So anyway, that's the revenue. Marketing. So marketing last week, we spent $247 on Google LSA. Facebook ad spend, we spent $490, and then Facebook group. The way I actually spend money in Facebook groups is I spend $200 for the beginning of the month, but I decided to break this out over the course of over the month so that way I can show you. I want to include this number in there because I think it's super important. But so I broke it down to $50 a week, even though I front loaded it with a $200 purchase. But altogether, we spent $788 for advertising last week. And for Facebook, we got 29 leads. So that's pretty dang good. Facebook Messenger is 2. Facebook group. Do the math on that, Lucas. Lucas loves cost per lead. It's so funny. Do the math on that, bro. 50 divided by 15. What is it? Come on. Put it in the chat. 8 missed calls, 9 Google local services, 5 homepage leads. That's like the most we've had, I think, Katie. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. People be checking us out. Maybe it's because we got them Google reviews, bro. Yeah, dude, that's
$3.
How much is it?
3.
Oh my gosh. You guys should hire me as a marketer. Who wants to pay $1,700 a month and I'll run your ads for you for free? Not for free. I'll run your ads for you for $1,700 a month. Anybody want me to do that for you? Ha! Just joking. Would not do that for you. Because one skill set is not going to make you grow your freaking business. You just having $3 leads will still not help you grow your business because you need to know how to convert the leads. You need to turn those leads into a freaking conversion. Most importantly, you need to be able to get cleaners who can fulfill on those freaking cleans. And all that cannot be done if you pay me $1,700 a month for one thing, which is giving you a freaking lead for a cleaning. It's so freaking easy. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. So stupid. Yeah. Talking to you guys. If it hurts, good. Stop it. Learn the freaking skills. Literally give it to you for freaking free. And then people who are paying for it, like, if you're paying to acquire skill, then freaking learn the skill. Dang.
There was actually a great podcast that Layla just dropped. I don't know if anybody listens to Layla Hormozi, but she talked
freaking about Layla, Katie. Tell people who this girl is.
She runs a portfolio of companies that generate $500 million a month. And it's
not a lot of money.
The latest one was talking about she brainwashed herself to become rich. And one of them was dropping money on silly things like marketing. So she paid her employees to solve some legal problems and make sure that they were compliant in a lot of different departments. And she paid like $870,000 or something in legal fees trying to ensure that she was compliant. But the thing that the lawyers that she used did not realize was they had no context for the problems that they were trying to solve. And she was like, I could have solved this problem if I would have just looked at this stuff because I have context of the company. So even if you do pay somebody $1,700 a month to market, they have no context of the rest of your company. So they may or may not get you leads that will buy or not buy, or they're like just excited that they get you leads, but they have no other context for the rest of your company. Just because it's expensive does not mean that it's the greatest answer. If you haven't listened to it, she literally just dropped it like 2 days ago. You should go listen to it.
Okay. All right. So marketing, we got 68 leads last week for a cost per lead of $11.59. Great. Let's call it great. Anything less than $20, I would consider that great. And for everyone who's new on here, if you go back over the last, like, we never even had a week, I think, over $20 a lead. So, like, it's also consistently being great. It's like, yeah, 1 week I got $10 leads. Like, bro, every single week that we started this business, $10, $8. Like
Dang.
consistency is what makes you great. Just so you guys understand that as well. Like having one good week. This is something I talked about with Jessica and Lucas a lot. Like that they had an amazing week of revenue one time. I was like, amazing. Now you know you can do it. But if you actually want to be great, you must do that consistently. And that was actually one thing I praised them for this morning. I'm just showing you guys this as I'm talking. Like consistently, look at these numbers. They're consistent. Is that consistency is what makes you great. Doing something one time, cool. Can you do it consistently? Like we've never even had a week over $20 a lead. And that's the reason why I won't charge you guys $1,700 a week or $1,700 a month for marketing, because it just really isn't that difficult. All the freaking process. There's nothing magic about it. Magic is you getting out of your own way and just following the process. Okay. So marketing. Now we have leads. What do we do with those leads, Katie?
We sell them.
Yeah. Well, in order to sell them, what do we got to do?
Yeah, we got to make calls, but I can't answer phone calls for some reason. Every time I swipe over on my phone, it says call declined. Look at all those missed calls. Incoming calls missed, 34.
Yeah. I don't know. Mine's not even ringing anymore, so we'll figure it out. We're successful despite all the problems we have. That was like one of the things that I remember. I forget his name. Shark Tank, Matt Higgins, on the podcast I did with him. He's like, most people don't realize that they're successful despite all their flaws. It's like, it's really good. It's really good. Okay. So yeah, so we made 144 calls between the two of us. Lots of missed calls, but we call everybody back, or we at least text them back. And a lot of those people we actually get scheduled for quote calls. And so I had 12 quote calls scheduled. Katie had 13. I had 12 show. Katie had 10. I did 21 calls. Katie did 19. And we both converted 10. So altogether, we had 20 new cleans last week. The initial clean projected revenue together, we were at $4,400. So I was telling Lucas this today, like, I think this is a good metric to pay attention to, guys, is that 20 sales a week, fine, right? But if you actually do the average on this, this is like $220 a sale. And so when I was looking at Jessica and Lucas's, their close percentage was much less. However, they had less total sales, but their overall revenue was like $6,000, and their average sale was like almost $400. So I was like, if you're going to sell a higher ticket item, then you'll probably have a lower sales percentage. If you sell something for lower, like think about this, guys, like if you guys literally all sold cleans for $1, do you guys think you guys could have 100% close? I'm selling cleans for $1. Who wants it? I'm like, yeah, that's a good deal. So to some level, like the amount you charge is going to also dictate the amount of yeses and nos you get. And so what do you actually care about? Do you care about your ego, or do you actually care about just selling or do you care about selling the proper clean to the right person, right? And so sometimes you might get more no's if you want to sell higher cleans. That's okay. So another thing to think about. And then the conversions. This is wild. Katie closed 12 conversions. So, and then I guess I got 2, so 14 total. That's how you grow a business. Lots of conversions. Like, amazing. So good. And since Katie's come on in that assistant GM role, like it's been her job to convert people, and it's been really cool because I literally haven't, like, I think these conversions most likely were done over text. I'm guessing. Actually, I'm not guessing. I know because I haven't got on a phone call with a new initial clean since Katie's came on. So those were probably just done over text, and that was probably me just actually. I know exactly where one of those came from. They were a client who didn't convert right away, and I just like sent her a message, didn't respond, sent another message, and I said, hey, like, I'm just curious if you're getting my messages. And then she wrote this response back that said all the problems that she had with our service, and I was like, I can solve all those things. And so I sent her a message saying, my bad, I'll take responsibility. Can I give you a discount? And can we have another opportunity? And if not, I totally understand. And then she booked 2 new cleans. So I know that was at least one of them. But with that being said, this is how you grow your business, is you convert people. Okay. Now, the question is, how do you convert people? Guess what, Katie? Do you have this master sales technique? Should we unveil the new hidden, never before seen conversion sales script that got you to convert 12 out of 14? Should we give you guys the script? Who's ready for the script? We got people are excited. They're like, please show me the script.
Hopping at the bit.
Show me the silver bullet. You guys ready? Here's the script. It's actually, sorry, it's not exactly right, but it's this down here. It's having freaking stars on your team. Doing a good job. Actually, not doing a good job, doing a great job. That's how you make sales super easy. If you have shitty cleaners, you're going to have to try to sell more. If you have cleaners to do their job and are doing a lot of selling for you because they are building relationships with the clients and they're like, they truly want to be there, and the client's like, man, this person actually gives a shit. They actually care. They want to be in my home. That makes the sale like, I just got to go freaking phone call and talk to them. So like they felt it. And so the sale is not to the client, the sale is to the cleaner. Ha! You weren't expecting that, were you? You sell the cleaners. They're the ones who sell the clients. At that point, you're just an order taker. So that's how the conversion script works. And that's difficult for most people. Like, I don't want to sell the cleaners. I don't want to have meetings. I don't want to do 100 interviews to hire 10 people. Cleaners, they're not reliable people. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, most of those conversions actually ask me before I can even ask them to rebook. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah. Okay. So client fulfillment, 33 total claims, 29 recurring clients, total recurring clients 28, new client claims this week 12, 17 recurring clients, 4 recurring clients, 4 Google reviews, and actually I think we did have 1 correction claim last week. Okay, claim acquisition, we had 65, we spent $65. We had 19 applicants. We had 11, I did 11 phone interviews. We had 1 of those got pushed to a Zoom interview. 1 of those people showed and I did not hire her. We had 1 person in training. Rachel, she officially graduated last week. And so the way that we're doing training is we're actually doing a 2-week training. So the first 2 days, they're not billable, but after that, we actually are billing for them. But we keep them at, we're not charging minimum wage, but it's just right above minimum wage. So they're staying hourly for the first 2 weeks. So it's kind of like a nice hybrid, and they're staying in a buddy system. For the most part, like for instance, last week, Rachel, there was like 2 opportunities where we gave her a solo clean. The first one was like a 2-hour clean. It was like that's actually only an hour clean, wasn't it, Katie? Wasn't it almost like a correction clean that the girl paid for?
Oh yeah, it was still 2 hours, but yes.
It was 2 hours, yeah. So we gave her that opportunity, and then on Friday, last clean of the day, she had a 3-hour a la carte clean that we also gave her a solo opportunity on, and then she got a Google review from it. So she did a good job. So 5-star reviews, we have 83. Goal, I guess the goal is not 50 anymore. I guess the goal is 100, right? So update that. Okay, cleaners last week. So let's see here. Anything worth noting in here? Yeah, we had a couple call outs. She was sick. She actually powered through a couple cleans, and then she's like, I just can't make it. And it turned out to be okay. Ellie, oh yeah, her grandpa died. And then Lindsay actually had like a carpal tunnel issue going on. So she didn't work 2 days. That's why her cleaner hours are down a little bit. And even with all that being said, we still almost got a PR last week. So cool to see. What else is on here? 23 hours, $45 per hour revenue. Correction clean, yeah, so this one was interesting. I still don't think we've necessarily figured out the solution to this, but we had 2 girls over to this girl's house for like 6 hours. No, what was that? 4 hours. How long were they for? 8 hours? 6 hours.
Yeah, it was 10 total, so it was 5 hours.
5 hours, yeah. And they missed some things, so then we sent a different technician back. So I'm not even sure what the resolution to that is yet. But that was our only correction thing last week. Didn't have any canceled clients. I was doing these discounts today, and I was like, dang, we gave a lot of 10% discounts. And so what I realized, why we're giving so many 10% discounts is because that is the offer we're running to get Google reviews. And so I was like, wow, that's actually really cool. We had 8 10% discounts given in just last week alone. And they all added up to $164. So like there are times where we've given away $50, $100 discounts all at one time, but the fact that we gave away 8 discounts and a total of 164, I was like, I really like that 10% discount. Like people find value in it, but it's actually a really small number. On $200, it's $20. On $400, it's $40. So, but the fact that someone like my mindset, I'm like, the value is that people feel like they're getting a deal. The number is not as important as just getting a deal. So like, if you guys want to utilize that concept, like 10%, I found I like just seeing the data right here. Like we gave away 8 discounts. It was a total of 164. For example, like the $50 cleaning voucher, if we had to give away 8 $50 cleaning vouchers, that'd be $400.
Yeah. I think the coolest part is it also prompts them to rebook another service. So most of the 10% discounts in Google reviews are on initial cleans, because our recurring clients have already left Google reviews, so we're not hustling them for Google reviews. But on initial cleans, we go in and we do a good job. We ask for the review, and then it also prompts them to book another service because they get 10% off their next service.
Yeah. Super smart. Super smart. Yeah. So again, back to the idea of how do you get people to do reoccurring is you sell your cleaners on doing a good job, and you also make it easy for them to sell them on doing a good job by saying, hey, Miss Nicole, like if you liked my job, please write me a Google review. And just so you know, if you do, the company will tip me $10 on your behalf, and you get 10% for your next clean. So the likelihood of them wanting you to do a good job as the cleaner goes up. And the likelihood of them wanting 10% off their next clean or to like book another clean is like, well, I'm getting another deal. I might as well get another clean. And now you're training people to get reoccurring cleaning services.